English, Standard 12, Unit 3, Poem, All the World's a Stage, from As You Like It, written by William Shakespeare. Everyone who is a fan of literature knows about Shakespeare. He has been a great playwright and poet of his era. He has written 37 plays and 154 sonnets and many poems. All his writings remain popular to this day. He continues to be one of the most important literary figures of the English literature. He views life realistically. He is known for the realism of his writings and is amongst the quotable authors in the world. His poem, All the World's a Stage, gained immense popularity right when it was written and introduced to the readers of his time. The phrase, All the World's a Stage, is the beginning of a monologue from William Shakespeare's As You Like It, spoken by Jegan, a character in Act 2, Scene 7, line 138. Monologue means a loud speech to oneself. Monologue. Monologue means a loud speech to oneself. As the speech begins, 7 different stages of a man's life are all that can come into your mind. Each and every word is so beautifully written that you can actually imagine everything that is written just like a movie running in front of your eyes. 7 stages refer to 7 ages of man. These ages, I mean periods of time, are helpless infant, whining schoolboy, the emotional lover, the devoted soldier, the wise judge, the old man still in control, and the extremely helpless aged man. So, there are 7 stages in a man's life. William Shakespeare clearly explains these 7 stages of man. So, infancy, 7 stages. Seven stages of man. So first, infancy. Second, schoolboy. Third, teenager. And fourth, you can remember, young man. Young man. Fifth, middle-aged. And sixth, old man. Seventh, dotage and death. So William Shakespeare says that man has got 7 stages in his life, and all those 7 stages he has just mentioned as infancy, schoolboy, teenager, young man, middle-aged man, old man, and dotage and death. Let us read and get to know what Shakespeare says about the different stages of man. All the world's a stage, and all the men and women merely players. They have their exits and their entrances, and one man in his time plays many parts, his acts being 7 ages. All the world's a stage, and all the men and women merely players. They have their exits and their entrances, and one man in his life plays many parts, his acts being 7 ages. So time, lifetime. Time means lifetime. Parts, characters. Ages, period of time, periods of time, And all the men and women merely players, they have their exits and entrances. And one man in his time, in his lifetime, plays many parts, many characters, many roles. His acts being 7 ages, that is periods of time. Shakespeare considers the whole world a stage, where men and women are only mere characters. They have their exits and entrances. This means that all the people take birth and then die after a certain period of time. Every player plays 7 roles during his lifetime. Every player plays 7 roles during his lifetime. At first, the infant mewing and pucking in the nurse's arms. At first, the infant mewing and pucking in the nurse's arms. So the first stage is infant. The first stage is infant. And the infant is always in the hands of the nurses or mother. So first stage, infant. The child always makes you cry, and then every now and then vomits. So, mewing. Making a weak cry, a weak noise. Pucking. Vomiting. The world's a stage, and all the men and women merely players. They have their exits and entrances, and one man in his time, in his lifetime, plays many parts, many roles. His acts being 7 ages. At first, the infant mewing and pucking in the nurse's arms. The first stage is that of an infant, when he is helpless in his mother's arms. He merely pucks in the nurse's arms. He merely pucks in the nurse's arms. So the first stage is the infant stage, in which a person or a man becomes helpless. The infant always needs support of its mother or a nurse or some others. Let us continue reading and get to know the second and the other stages of the man in the next class.